Welcome back, Profit Takers. I wanted to go over two things real quickly. First of all, the title of this video, we're going to talk about that third hour trade. But before I get to that, I wanted to show you guys what you could do to make the Profit Takers dashboard user friendly for you. Okay. Now, as you know, I just have all the symbols here available to me just on the broker, right? Just for everybody here as I'm doing, as I'm doing the videos. However, I don't necessarily trade all these pairs, and you don't have to either. You can create individual, templates, right? So for example, I have one here. I've created individual templates for Dow, gold. So let's say I want to click over to, if I'm trading it, right? I just want to click over to a different one and have that one display. Let's say it's gold, right? So I open up my gold template and then I click on gold up here to highlight it. And then that brings a gold chart up. Okay. Now I also have the metals and the indices in a template as well. Okay. Now these are usually, I'll look at all this, high level, right? And then I will go, maybe I'm trading 2 to 3 instruments at a time, right? Sometimes, I'm trading 2 or 3, or I'm waiting for the third one to show up. Like for example, the Dow, right? The Dow can take a little bit longer to produce. Like on Friday, I was waiting for this thing to cross over the previous day's high so I can get in the trade. I wanted to trade this one in breakout, right? We already saw that NASDAQ, and I'm just gonna go over to this one. We already saw that NASDAQ was already moving, right, at the third hour. NASDAQ and gold, they were already moving at the third hour, okay? Now, on here, guys, I just want y'all to know the stuff that I I manually, because this is MT5. MT5 I do not have an indicator on MT5 that is going to keep the previous day high and low on here. However, the previous day high and low is on this indicator, but the way my developer created it, it just shows, it doesn't leave a trace, right? It doesn't do that like the one I have for MT4, the blue tracer one, right? It doesn't trace it. It just, so I manually plotted them here. It will show it to you for the day, right? So you come to the charts and it will show you whatever day it is. It's going to show you the previous day. And of course, it's going to show you the breaks. Okay. So that was like a huge thing for me to be able to see how many times, it broke, right? So there's a few other things I'm looking to change in the indicator, just a little bit, not too much. It's already great, but I want it to be as perfect as possible, right? It's just a few more things I want to change. But okay, the little green things, I just mark those there myself just to let me know that this particular market, although it crossed the previous day's low, it did close out of balance, right? So I wanted to identify that. Same goes for, right here. But sometimes the price can close inside or within the range, and we still need, it still could be a good move. We just don't know if it's going to be a powerful move like it is when it's closing out of balance, right? So that I just mark that there. So I'm thinking about a way to have that show on the indicator as well, just so we can see, right? Like we may have, a powerful, market that's going, because it's out of balance, it's going to give us a better opportunity, right? But I wanted to focus on this third hour, guys. Now this is H1. The third hour for me, I'm in Central Time now. I used to be in Vegas, but I'm in Central Time now, and the third hour for me is 9 o'clock. Okay, everything is based off of the New York time, obviously. 10 o'clock for them, right? 9 o'clock for me. So for example, this gold trade, guys, we were already looking to go long, right? That was the initial trade set up based on how everything was setting up, right? That we were going to have a long trade, and we got the long trade. And again, this was right before the open. Was it right before the open or at the open? Let me see what time that was. That was actually at 7:30. So that's pre-market, right? 8th. Actually, no, that is yeah, that's pre-market. I'm getting confused. That was pre-market. If it's that early. Um because 8:30 obviously would be the actual market open, but we all know that gold and the currencies technically open at 8:20, right? They technically open at 8:20, which is 7:20 for me. So anytime, from 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock during pre-market, for the normal stuff, you can get into the metals, right? You can often get into those trades pretty early and just ride it, right? So this one was available to go long, okay, when, at that hour, because it crossed over the previous day level, right? And, this closed out of balance. And so we were looking for something magical to happen here, and we did. We got the trade long if you took it long. However, if you missed to take it long, we had the reversal from the high of the day to go short. And oftentimes I like to take these things once it crosses the level, because I don't want to be stuck, like going the wrong way, right? This is probably 95% going to work most of the time. Like, I'm not going to give anything 100%. I'm just going to say 95%, right? Because it's at that level. Let me see if I can open this pen. Let's see if this pen is going to open for us. Sorry, there it is. All right. So here is the previous day, and I use this white, right? But I don't know if you can't see it. Here's the previous day. And once it crossed the previous day, guess what time that was? That was at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern, right? 1600 on my MT4, right? Now let's go see, let's go see the other ones. That's NASDAQ. Did I say this was gold? They almost look the same. All right, let's go to gold. This is actually gold. Look, they look so similar, guys. It's not even funny. So we have this peak high here. And again, same thing. 9 o'clock, the trade. Okay. That was a trade. Now, in this one, I didn't mark that level for the previous day, but I do have my level marked for the open. So I use the orange for the close, or it's like close to the close and the open for the day. So it's either the previous day close. I try to get it close to the previous day close price or the open price. I think both of them, guys, unless there's a huge gap in the market, I think it's pretty darn close. As close as you can get it to that level where price closed or open, boom. I think this is as good as it's going to get. But obviously on TradingView, I'm going to show you guys on TradingView, you can see it much, much better, right? The daily open price here. And so, at this point, guys, you can get in, right? You can get in at either. And here's the thing about TradingView on futures and Forex, it's going to be different because the pricing is, you're going to notice, anywhere between 12 to maybe 15 ticks, the price is just off, right? But nonetheless, getting into this market, right? This one gave us an opportunity at 8:45, which was dang near almost at 9 o'clock. But once it crosses this level, we're in breakout, right? And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that. So 9 o'clock, you can safely get into this market, and you can just measure this, right? You can go from the low. You can just do the recent low to the high of the day, right? You can use this area right here. There's so many different things you can do, guys. You can use this 50% area right here, guys, as your entry once we have your high in place. And then from the low, the most recent low. And then I love to use this. This is the 161.8. I love to use that as my target all the time. That is just me. Okay. I don't know what you like to do, but for me, it seems to work 95% of the time. Okay. Um, all right. So we can do the same thing with NASDAQ. Like I said, it was a very, very similar price, price action. So we had that high. All right. That's why I was looking at this and I was thinking I was looking at gold, guys. That is my bad. So we had our high for the day and then we had our low. And this is the area, the 50% area that you can come in here quite safely, right, to enter, or you can wait, right? And this is that 9 o'clock candle. You can wait for that to enter at that point after it crosses that level. Okay. And then boom, here is our lovely and, target. Okay. Now these were scalable trades. Obviously, if this is like a narrow range day, inside day, this is probably not going to work. It definitely needs to be a day 2 trend trade, a 3-day breakout, 3 days, the longs or shorts in the market. It needs to be a 3-day setup, or it often can also be a 3-session setup that you can do this, right? But if it's one of those choppy ass days, just forget about it. Okay. Forget about it. All right. Let's see what the pound dollar did. Okay. Look at that. We had that high right there. Again, just the same thing. It was just a great trading day on Friday, guys. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. It was a great day. But this one was definitely this one you were going in for the long trade. So if you missed this one, because it happened a little bit earlier, probably pre-market within the gap, there was a short trade available, but of course this was just a retracement trade. So it's not anything that you want to hold. Okay. It's not anything that you want to hold at all. All right. And see, you wouldn't even got in, right? You probably want to get in on a lower time frame. But this one, look at that. Actually, it gave us the trade. So 1600 is the 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock for me. It got to the high. And at that point, guys, you could have got in. You could have got in with that. Just simple fact that it's crossing the major levels right here, right? The initial balance and of course the previous state level. Like that's all executable. Okay. And I would take my target right at the price, the Friday's open close price, whatever. If it's a daily open price indicator that you're using, then take it where price opened or previously closed. That is it for these type of trades. Okay. If it's not the actual trend trade and you're taking the reversal, if it's not a gold or the NASDAQ. Now the NASDAQ, the funny thing about this, it gave us the 3 previous day the high. And then we had the low breaks. Okay. So usually when we see that, there's often a reversal that's coming in, but I wasn't sticking around for this. This was totally towards the end of the session. I want to be in and out, during my work time. So I have my work time between 7 and 11. Now, oftentimes if like the DJ, it was taking all day to move. I was willing to wait for that one, right? Because that one didn't move until it was like probably almost 1, right? But I definitely want to be off the charts by 2. That's like, I really don't want to be in power hour. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to be trading between these hours right here. And if I notice, just like with the Dow, I noticed that this thing was not ready. Look at that. At 9 o'clock, my time, it still was not ready. It hadn't yet crossed over. So I waited for this one so I could take this trade. And it was a great trade. So happy about it, right? But look at that. Look at this 3rd hour. How powerful that is for the New York and for London as well, and for the Asian markets. But I don't trade those, so I can't really speak on that. It's not anything that I do. Now, if there's a setup that rolls into a 3rd day trade in Asia, then that's obviously an opportunity to take it right there. But I often don't do it. I don't like to take trades in Asia that much because I just want to be done. And if I feel like if I do take a trade, I feel like I have to be awake for it. And that's already in the evening, and I want to wind down and sleep well. Right? I want to sleep well. I don't know about you, but I want to sleep very well. And I want to wake up and, be fresh when I'm at the charts. All right. But I just wanted to come to the charts really quickly today and just show you this third hour trade opportunity. Now, I was really trying to see if the dollar CAD was going to give me an opportunity on Friday, because for whatever reason, I don't know why the gods made it trade when I was asleep. Like, why are you doing this to me on a freaking US pair while I'm asleep? You know what I'm saying? But they still came through. I'm not even gonna be mad. They came through with the Nasdaq, gold, and the DJ. Okay, so I can't be too mad about the dollar CAD, but it is not a Europe freaking pair, right? Okay, let me stop. But I just wanted you guys to take note. If you're trading in New York, right, and you just wait and be patient for that third hour trade, then 95% of the time on a day three trade, or a three session trade, or day two trend trade, because we have the day two trend trades. Like, for example, the euro dollar, we are now technically, once the market opens, we'll be in day two. Now, this particular broker has Sunday, so the indicator counts Sunday. My MT4 broker does not have Sunday, doesn't count it. So I have to be aware that sometimes my days will be off just because it's counting Sunday on some of these pairs. It doesn't do it on all of them, just on sometimes it does that. So I have to make that mental note that, hey, this one might not be an actual day two, could be a day three. But I know for a fact that this euro dollar is a day two trend trade that's coming up. So we had our initial peak low here. It confirmed on Friday, all right, and it was a zero, right? Because it almost thought this thing was going to fail, because guys, these breakouts fail all the time. They fail all the time. So we got, this thing came, it broke out at the closing or the open price, whichever indicator that you're using. I'm just going to say daily open, okay, just to keep it all the same. And then we got to the low, and then it went back up. And so it reset, right? That's what the resets look like on the actual indicator, right? So we can see that this initially broke out here and it failed, and it was showing that peak formation here. But then when Friday came, it looked like this thing was going to fail. So it reset on the dashboard, right? So this one you could be looking at Monday as a day three trend trade, or you can look at it as a day two trend trade, whichever way you want to look at it based on how you're counting. But if it's Monday, we look 3 days back, and guess what? Thursday's 1, Friday's 2, Monday's 3. And we have a high right here on the inside, right? So that always tells me that we have an opportunity for prices to break this. And that's what we want it to do. Okay. I don't know if it's going to do it on Monday, but we do have news on Monday. We have news at 9:45 Eastern and 10. So for me, I'm just going to wait. Right now, oftentimes when there's news like that for the US session, the London session could just be flowing beautifully. I may just get up early tomorrow, just so, just because the fact that they're going to be trading probably with no drama. Everything's going to lay out beautifully for us, right? But that's usually what happens when there's news in New York. The London session is just a nice, clean session, right? But for right now, I don't know what's happening, but I do know that I am expecting this to go long. I could be wrong. I don't know. What if it doesn't? What if it just goes sideways on Monday? But it's kind of hard for me to believe it to go sideways. Or maybe it's going to be a choppy mess. Who knows? News can bring all kinds of confusion. And all we have to do is just be patient and wait for, something magical to happen, like prices getting to a major level and reversing, or getting support and continuing. That's what we want, right? We want to always enter at, a previous day high or low. a price, a day open price, a daily open price, any major level, like price gets up to here, right? It may get up to this previous month level, break out and fail. It might do that, right? I don't know. It might just, do that, or it might get up there and it's going to continue, right? If it does that, it'll be beautiful, right? So we just have to be patient and wait for that to happen. But just know that this third hour trade is magical. All right. It keeps you patient until that third hour, especially with gold. It happens all the time with gold. So just be aware of that. Okay. All right. So I don't have anything. Oh, yes, I have one more thing to say. Now, I get a lot of questions about the indicator. Now, as you know, I encourage everybody to come here and try it for free. I have MT4 here. You can try it for free. MT5, try it for free. The trade manager is here. It's $20. It's not connected to any one of these anymore. It's a single product. We do have the lifetime. The lifetime gets you the trade manager and MT4 and MT5. Okay. But I don't want you to buy the lifetime until you've tried this thing for free for the 14 days to make sure it's what you want, because all the sales are final. All right. And I want to give you ample time to make sure it's something that you want. All right. Once you make your purchase, whether it's the trial or the actual purchase of it, it's going to take you to a thank you screen that looks something like this. And what I want you to take note of is the fact that your license key, especially if you are trying the product, let's say you're doing the 14-day trial, you're going to get a license key. If you do the $25 a month subscription, you're going to get a license key, and you're going to have access to it right away. Like you just come right up here to the My Account section and it'll be right there. If for whatever reason it is not there or you don't see it in your email, look, there is a support email right here. I want you to send me a message here. My YouTube comment section, my Telegram is not customer support. That is not a customer support. Customer support is right here. Okay. Once you've made a purchase, customer support is where you need to be, so I can take care of you and I know who you are. Because if you send me messages on all these other platforms with all these different names, I don't know who you are. But if you email customer support, I can help you and I want to help. But if you start flagging or putting stuff in all this places, I don't know who you are. Yeah, I appreciate you, but I don't know who you are until you come to customer support. I just wanted to make that point there. Please. That's where you come once you make a purchase, whether it's a free one. Now, for the lifetime purchase, that you will not get a license key. Okay. The license key is only associated with the trials and the subscriptions, simply because once your card expires or when you decide to cancel, it does it all automatically for me. So if you do end up with the lifetime, I'm not going to put it through that process. It's going to be a manual thing. I'm going to deliver it manually to you in your email, right? So I'll get the notices. Give me time. Hey, if you do want to bug me, hey, I want it right now. Email me here, right? Because oftentimes I could be asleep, or maybe I'm not at my computer, right, to do all that for you immediately. So I need up to 24 hours to send it to you. But if you want to nudge me, I'm fine with you nudging me. Nudge me here. Okay. All right. Not in any of the other telegrams or on my YouTube, right? That's not customer service right there. That customer service, I want to take care of you right here. Okay. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you can understand, right? All right. So all your instructions are here, guys. And I also encourage you to come to the locals. Let's go to locals. I encourage you to be a part of the locals. Now, if you are a PTAD member, you can definitely This will be free for you. So you're going to have to email me and say, hey, I'm a new PTAD member and I'll give you the free access here as well. Now, obviously, this is what it looks like as a member. And there's lots of stuff here. If you're just, well, let's see. If you are a supporter, okay, there's a difference. There's a supporter and just being a member, right? So I do have a lot. This is what it looks like if you're not a supporter, okay? And usually for supporting, what I do is I post trade setups in here every day and you can communicate. You can post stuff here. But there's a lot of stuff here that is available also for everybody, right? I do this for everybody. And I do other content just for supporters. And if you're a PTAD subscriber or lifetime holder, that's free for you. Okay. Other than that, it's just $5. Okay. I'm not trying to break nobody's bank. Nobody's getting rich off of $5. Nobody's getting rich off of $25 subscription. Okay. This is here to give you value, right? And to support you. And I would love for you all to, to also communicate in here and, have fun, right? That's it. That is totally it. So with that being said, let's have a great trading week. Okay. I'm excited. I'm so excited because I'm ready to attack this gold. Like if we are going short tomorrow, I'm ready for it. Let's do it. Okay. And I'm ready for the DJ guys. I'm here for this all. I'm just excited about trading. I'm excited. We're in a new month. Of course, we have all this news that's coming up. And news, I love it when there's news because news will give you a signal. Like we had this news candle. We had two things. Okay. So we had news on Friday. This is the Dow again, right? We had news right here. Okay. And that was the high. And I was like, okay. All right. And then we had the market open. I was like, all right, I already know you're going long, DJ. Why are you playing? Right. But nonetheless, when I see that high, I just mark it. Right. That is the area that I'm looking for prices to break through. Right. Because it gives me that long. And we had this awesome parabolic trade setup. You can see the W that it was creating that front side, the middle, and then boom. Okay. It was just so clean, but they just took their time to cross. And it's so funny because my husband was really getting on my nerves on Friday. He's talking about getting into this market. And I'm like, look, I'll get in it once it crosses. That's just how I trade. Okay. That is how I trade. He was probably already in it down here. Okay. Which is great. I'm happy. But I like to get in when it's about to blow out. This is just me. Everybody has their own trading style. He has his trading style. I have mine. And sometimes, our trading styles will come together and sometimes they just won't. Okay. But nonetheless, guys, I am done chattering over here. I'm going to let you guys go. And, again, take a look at the dashboard. It's free for 14 days. I encourage you to try it to see if it's something that you like. Okay. If it fits with your trading style, because again, this was born from BTMM and it evolved into Stacy Burke trading. Like I added some things that I've learned from Stacy to the indicator. And I think there's still a little bit more things that I could do to make it a little bit better so that our hunt of the trade of the actual trade setup is easier. I mean, it's not always going to be perfect, but if you can see these things real quickly at a high level and you're like, oh, okay, we're 2 days in, we only had one break. Let me look at it. Is this something I want to trade? Okay, let's see. We have a low. Okay, perhaps. I don't know. Right. So it just makes it, for me, it makes it easier for me. Okay. So with that, guys, I'm going to let you guys go and I will see y'all in the next one. Ciao for now.